Happy New Year, guys. It's the Fish. It's been about a week since the last vlog that we did with the giveaway competition. Just wanted to give people enough time to vote and take a shot at winning some Action Junkie poker gear and some Real Grinders patches. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody who took part in the competition and comments and everything like that. Pretty cool meeting people during that 90-hour challenge. Made a lot of money. I'll announce the winners at the end of this vlog, as well as go over a crazy 1-2 session we had the other night at Airy. It was pretty awesome. There was a guy that showed up and just started punting buy-ins, but we'll definitely go over that. So first, I would like to talk about the New Year's goals or resolutions, if you will. Definitely plan on, sticking to them. And now I have no option but to, because I know you guys will give me shit if I don't. So this year I want to play more live and online. Last year I kind of slacked off at the end of the year. Didn't put in as many hours as I wanted to. Obviously I did the 90 hours in a week or whatever, but I should have been doing at least 40 per week. I think I was averaging about 20 live and maybe, well, usually I judge the hands online by per 100, so I was probably doing about 2,000 hands a week online, which is nowhere near what I could be doing. So, with that in mind, the goal is to put in about 40 hours a week live, 1-2 and 2-5, and about 4,200 hands per week online, which is pretty easy. I should be able to smash that goal pretty easily. But for now, that's what we're going to be doing. The second thing I'd like to do is I'd like to be grinding 2-5 consistently by April. The whole point of this, channel is to level up. So, we don't want to have about a year or two worth of just 1-2 action and nothing doing, even though we do play 2-5 on the weekends. Want to try and just stick to 2-5, get at that level, and it'll make for better videos as well, because people like to hear about the bigger games. 2-5 tends to be a more juicier level than 1-2, even though the game we had on Friday played like a 2-5. That's another story. But also would like to be grinding 500 NL online by April. Right now I'm working on a 200 NL sample for you guys. That's going to be like the 4,200 hands per week. Try and get 4,200 hands at 200 NL. And then see how we do. Also want to make some more online videos, so I got to try and sneak an extra vlog in there. Might be a little easier with the online stuff because I can just record hands and stuff like that and just talk them through. So that's goal number 2. The third thing I want to do is I want to play some more live tournaments. So this upcoming 2 weeks we have the 100K guarantee at Harrah's in Philadelphia. Second place gets second place money, of course, and a seat at the $1,500 buy-in Millionaire Maker at the WSOP this year in June, which is a tournament I usually always buy into. Obviously, if I don't win a seat, I'm going to be playing it this year as well, so that's something you guys will see in June. First place gets a main event seat, so obviously, of course, we're always going for first place. This isn't a ring event, this 100K guarantee. It's not like a WSOP sanctioned event, but they are giving away these seats as a casino. So definitely an added bonus on top of the prize money. So it would be pretty cool if we banked that tournament and I had you guys around to see it. The following week, we're going to go to the Borgata and play the Winter Poker Open. One of the buy-ins, I believe, is a $600 buy-in. That's the 1 mil guarantee. And if we do well in any of these tournaments, we're going to play the $3,500 main event. I don't really consider myself a tournament player, but I am fairly decent. I don't really follow tournament bankroll management. I really just take shots at them. I'm not, a backpacker that's going to, follow these tournaments across, the United States or anything like that. I just take a shot as they come, and it would be pretty cool to bank something rather large. So, the fourth goal is to, of course, improve this vlog, like maybe actually get a camera or some lights or, anything that will improve the quality of these videos, like a microphone. Just for you guys, the fans, so you don't have to struggle through it like I know you guys are. And I do appreciate those who are watching now before we actually make this thing pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy with it already, but I think we can do a lot better. The fifth and final goal is to improve the dungeon, maybe, get some heat, some insulation and maybe some walls and some cool stuff in the background, just so it's, a lot more fun to watch, because right now, I mean, it really is the dungeon. If we make it better, I'll probably have to rename it to like the man cave or something like that. But without further ado, those are the goals. We'll get right into the 1-2 session at Airy, which was pretty awesome, and then I will mention the winners of the Chip Stack Tower Challenge. Okay, first I have to do some shout outs. Big shout out to Cash Poker, which is a Facebook group head up by James Plasick. Thank you for letting me share the vlogs on your page. Pretty cool poker group. If you're not a part of them, check them out on Facebook. Also, of course, shout out to Real Grinders Poker, who helped out with the patches for the giveaway competition. It's much appreciated. I also have to give a personal shout out to my coach, who is helping, make these vlogs better, and also donated the t-shirts for the competition. Much appreciated. Shout out to a couple guys, Joe C., who I've been seeing way too much at Mount Airy for my liking. He is a good player, so it is tough when I bring some new players to the room, but you're a good guy, so I'll allow you to grind there. But it was nice seeing you the past couple days, which was pretty cool. And a shout out to Patrick, who came up to me on Saturday night, I believe, said he really enjoys the vlogs. I appreciate the support. So we started the week off New Year's Day. It was a losing 2-5 session. This vlog isn't about bad beat stories or anything like that, but it was a couple, nut flush over king high flush hands, a set over set spot. Just hands that played themselves. Nothing to write home about. But Friday we decided to play 1-2 at Mount Airy. I usually like to drop down if I have a substantial losing session at 2-5. I think we lost $1,000 on New Year's Day. So went to Mount Airy, played some 1-2. There wasn't a 2-5 going anyway because we had some snow up here. So it was a pretty slow night, about 2 hours in, until we had an action player come to the game. He had a bodyguard with him. He was having trouble like seeing the flop, and I don't know if it was an act. I know he was pretty messed up. He was drinking pretty heavily, but he had a lot of money and he didn't mind making it rain. So we were trying to keep him comfortable and having a good time. The dealers were kind of getting frustrated with him because he couldn't really do anything for himself. He had to have the board like read to him. I don't know if he was trying to get attention, or he was playing it off, or he was just really messed up, but he was there to gamble, and he basically raised every hand pre-flop and bet. It kind of rattled half the table a little bit. The other half of the table was myself and my buddy Mike, who's also a good grinder. Shout out to you, buddy. I'm going to post that pocket threes hand later, so you're not allowed to comment because you know what he had. But half the table was kind of adapting to the play, and the other half was getting frustrated, struggling to find the answer. The answer was to just tighten up, and try and catch him. You didn't really need much to beat him, as we kind of noticed later on. But when he first sat down, we just had to make the adjustment after we seen it. I seen him show down a couple hands, like 10 high and stuff like that. So we'll get into that with our first hand. We had Ace Queen offsuit, Ace of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds in early position, and open to $18. The action player was two to our left, and he calls. Everybody else folds. The flop is 10 of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds. There's about $39 in the pot. At this point, he just sat down. He was there like maybe 30 minutes or so, and he wasn't quite doing his shenanigans that he was later, to the extreme that he was doing, because nobody really noticed. But so I took my standard shot here, just trying to take the pot down, and I bet around $50. He calls pretty quickly, so he has about 130 behind, and there's now 139 in the pot. The turn is the 3 of spades, And, I look over at his stack, and I guess I kind of misread it. I only bet 115. I thought it was enough to put them all in. I should have just said all in. But, he again just calls quickly. So the river is the two of clubs. There's 369 in the pot. I just declare that I'm all in, and he's tanking with $18 behind. Just waiting and waiting, and then finally the player in C10 is like, it's all your chips to call, which at the moment I really wish he didn't, say it, because, I was thinking maybe he might be that bad that he would fold for $18. But it turns out that he makes the call, and it's actually a bad call. He has Queen 6 offsuit, something like that, for Queen High. So our Ace High ships a $400 pot. He got a lot more reckless after that. Just crazy hands. It was like the dream table. Everybody was playing their action around him, and then this happened. So we're under the gun with pocket threes, and at this point I'm just getting involved with any hand that can, flop huge and try to win a big pot. I have about 650 in front of me, and the aggressive player has built up an impressive stack himself. So really trying to get involved, trying to get a full double up here. To my surprise, this ends up being a limp pot. Pretty much a family limp pot. I think Mike might have folded on this one. I don't remember him being involved, but there's about 9 to 10 players involved here pre-flop. So we go to a flop. I'm expecting a raise, honestly, but we go to a flop, and the flop is Jack of Hearts, 3 of clubs, 2 of clubs. There's about $18 in the pot. The blinds check to me, and I decided to go for the check raise here since the player is so aggressive and the other players are overplaying their top pair of hands, which is actually not a bad strategy here against this particular player. I feel like there's inherent value of checking here. So I decided to check. The aggressive player makes it 35, which is 2 times the pot. The player on the button calls. I'm thinking he has some sort of jack, maybe a draw. So it folds around to me, and I make it 115 to go. Player asks how much and decides to make the call. The button folds. So the turn is the 8 of diamonds. There is $283 in the pot. I have 2 options here. I could overjam. There was a hand earlier against him where I made a straight and overjammed on the river, thinking I could get paid. I mean, he was calling off pretty crazy, but he folded middle pair at that point when I did that. So I decided to go with option 2 here, and I bet around 185. So I believe I had about 350 behind after this bet. He asked the dealer if he could make it 260 or some sort of weird amount. The dealer tells him he has to make it 370, and then he asks the dealer if he could just go all in. So he pushes his chips forward. I throw in a single chip for the call. The river is the ace of clubs, which would normally be, one of the worst cards I'd want to see. But against this particular player, I wasn't as worried as I'd usually be. So I turn over my hand, set of threes, and he turns over his hand, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'd like you guys to try and comment in the comments below and let me know what you think he had with the information I have given you about this player. So should be fun to see what you guys think he had. Obviously, we shipped the pot, about $1,400 to the good guys. End up winning around 3 buy-ins and call it a night. So now that the hand histories are done, I'm going to announce the total of the Tower of Crushed Souls giveaway. The grand total of the tower was $29.91. I have a picture of it here all broken down. Here is a list of all of the comments that didn't go over the total. If you are in the top 10, you have won a Real Grinders patch if you placed 3rd to 10th. I already talked to the top 2 winners. Congratulations to Bill, who won $50 cash and an AJ Poker t-shirt, and congrats to Chris O'Connor, who also won an AJ Poker t-shirt. Kind of not fair because you guys are in the industry. Somehow you guys figured it out. Pretty close, pretty close. But definitely congratulations to you guys and everybody who took part. Everybody who came close, thanks for taking part in it. I'm sure I'll be doing a couple more of these giveaways this year. As always, if you like the vlogs, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, good or bad, doesn't matter. I answer them all. With that said, keep grinding and level up.